Oh,
You said we're creatures who are looking to connect. And I've also heard you say the real problem is people not meeting. And when I heard that, I first interpreted that as the real problem is that a man who's looking for a girlfriend can't meet a girlfriend. But what I'm hearing now is that that man who's looking for a girlfriend isn't meeting anybody. He might
anybody.
work from home and be on the video games and be on the apps, and maybe he gets out a little, but it's that he's not meeting people in general, and that we need to be mixing much more with people, regardless of whether or not they're potential dates, mates, whatever.
Yeah, that is exactly right. The data are pretty clear that people in general are going out less than they used to.
Mm-hmm.
This is especially true of the younger generation. Look, it's one thing if, okay, I go out less with my friends, but that's because I'm in my fees and we're spread out all over the country and we're texting on WhatsApp instead. Like, that's okay. That's not bad. But if the young folks who live in the same place and could be going out and hanging out in person, but instead they're at home, maybe they're on the apps or they're on their computers interacting. It's not the same thing as being in that like live group context. Let's see where the night takes us, because you don't have the same serendipity of running into different sets of people. Like, the number of close friends that I've had over the years has stayed pretty constant. I tell you what has changed. It's the 90 other people orbiting those close friends. Now that I'm older, like, I don't have that anymore, but I did when I was younger. Right? This like amorphous set of like, well, if I wanted to get to know her better, I know who could introduce me. And maybe if I go here, I go there, or she'd be there. But that kind of organic social connection, if that is what is being lost in the youth today, that is a tragedy. And I don't, I want to focus my efforts on getting that back. Like, let's solve the loneliness epidemic by focusing on how to bring back that big ring of kind of half acquaintances that you could get to know under the right circumstances.
So how do we get that back?
Yeah. I mean, I want more encouragement programs, settings where people, especially young people, can just get together and interact with each other repeatedly. The governments that are doing the true loneliness interventions, I think like the UK is one example. What they do is they set up, I think a lot of them are sort of volunteering events, like volunteering in like doing, your good civic duties for your local community. But if you're doing it over and over again, with a lot of the same people, this is one way to get that to happen. I think there's something to be said too for, um, parents have gotten real anxious about what their kids are up to. Like a lot of parents are too anxious to do sleepovers now and maybe too anxious to like let their kids go out and stay out late. But there is some amount of freedom. I mean, I happen to live in a place where, the parents would be nodding along with the things I'm saying. Like, yeah, we got to get our kids out of the house. We got to make sure they're getting out and playing and, getting into trouble. But that's not true everywhere. I think some people throughout this country and in other places too, they're a little bit gone a little too far with trying to keep their kids out of trouble. And it limits the experiences that they're going to have out there socializing, making mistakes, etc.
To go even deeper on these ideas, you can watch my full episode using the link in the description or the box on the screen.